Let's take this latch off right here so that we can put a window right here. Roughly where the window goes. So you're about to witness the difficulties of doing everything by yourself. I can't be on both sides of this door at one time, so I'm going to put vice grips on the nuts so that I can take them off, but it's kind of ridiculous how much effort went into getting these latches off. And I believe I climbed a mile up and down ladders this day, but I left in about 1/3 of all the video that I made of this, just so you could get some amusement from this difficult day of just doing nothing but getting bolts off. So my generator is propane, and I'm bleeding the propane regulator here to start the generator. So I was holding the camera in one hand and climbing the ladder and holding the drill. So a lot of shaky camera footage right in this area. And I'm running at double speed right here also, so you know that makes it kind of jumpy. This poor drill here I've had for 10 or so years, and it's done a lot of drywall. I've actually changed the chuck on it, but it can't break these bolts loose, so I'm going to have to give it some assistance with the wrenches. And here my ratchet has decided to break and doesn't want to go either direction, and I'm trying to work it one-handed, and it'll work one way and then it'll quit, and I have to start working on it again. It's one of those days this day. All right, now that the bolts are broken loose, let's go back to the drill and make sure the vice grips are still on the inside. All right, and we now have half the bolts off of the first latch. It's going good. Arg, what a day. At least I'm not climbing the ladder though. So I'm actually just now approaching the halfway point of getting these bolts off. And right here is where I discovered that if you remove the nut and not the bolt, it works a whole lot easier. Wish I had figured that out sooner. Watch this. Look at that. Ta-da! So the drill is still not strong enough to just take the nuts off, unless there's some kind of clay compound that they've put over the nuts to help protect them from corrosion. And that's what you see me trying to knock off right here, is this clay putty that's over the nuts and bolt heads. But it starts to move along a little more efficiently. Well, the wrench doesn't work either. Wire brush? Nope, that doesn't work either. It's some tough clay putty. Nope, those wires don't work very well either. Yay! Success finally. Got the wrong socket on here. Can you imagine? Alright, I finally give up here and go back to the outside to take the bolt off and trying to take the nut off from this side. Did I mention that the nut is a different size than the bolt head? Why do they do that? Alright, here we are back at regular video speed now. All that work to get 14 bolts off so I can take this latch off so that I can start putting the window in. But first, let's repeat this process on the other door. But at least now we know what to do and it'll go a whole lot smoother. And here we go. Finally, the latch is off. Okay, now it's off for real this time. And right here, I realized one of the gaskets is stuck to the door up there. I want to save all that in case I want to use these latches over. So let's climb back up here and get the gasket off. So here we're going to jump back into double speed, and I'm reassembling all the latches and nuts and bolts and lock washers and everything else and gaskets so that I don't lose them in case I want to use this on some other project in the future. All right, here we are the next day, and I am welding up some metal to make my last window frame out of. I'm down to the last of my steel, and I'm having to piece this one together right here and then grind it down. But a little bit of the window frame construction here, I haven't shown that in previous videos. It's pretty straightforward, just cutting and welding. But here's some footage of that. For some reason, welder doesn't work if you don't turn the switch on. I don't know why. All right, let's jump back to double speed right here. All right, and so right here I am cutting the hole out in the back of the two doors, but unfortunately my camera is turned the wrong direction and I don't know how to fix that. So if you want to see that, you need to either turn your computer or tilt your head to the left. But here's some footage of that. And here I am cutting the last two window openings, and you can see now why I had to take those two latches off so that the windows could go there. But this, at the end here, I was doing them fairly efficiently. They turned out nice. And let's jump to half speed for this one. This frame fit in pretty nicely. Had to do a little touch-up grinding around the corners and stuff, but fit pretty nicely. And this one fit in nicely also. I'm going to throw a little spray paint on it and set up for welding these in. I believe it continues the next day. And now we're going to take the wire wheel and strip back about a ½ inch of paint all the way around so we can get a nice solid weld. That's what's coming up next. And they're calling for rain for the next day or two here. So I've got to put some temporary closing over this and pick it up later on. And here we are a couple of days later, doing a little painting. Fortunately, it has cooled off a little bit, but let's put our window frames in and get a window in. So these are our new construction windows, so I just have to make me some boards to clamp them in place here, caulk them and put them in, put my boards on there, clamp them and let them dry overnight. Then I'll repeat it for the other side here, and final project is here. I skipped all the footage of doing the other window. I figured it was pretty repetitive. All right, and here's the other window installed, and looks pretty good. Here's what it looks like from the distance, and here it is again from a different angle. And that's the end of this video and the end of the window installation. Yay!